Hi, my name is Andrea. I am the director of the teacher training program over at Invoke. Teaching alongside with me is Yvonne Rodriguez and Anna Hoke. We are all 500-hour ERYT or experience, meaning we've taught over 1,000 hours of class, and we lead this program together. We all have such diverse strengths and things we're passionate about, so I love leading it with these two other women. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what makes Invoke's teacher training so special. All right. So again, there's three lead instructors. I think it's so nice to have a diverse perspective. We also bring in a lot of other people who join our program for the things that they are experts in. For instance, we have a physical therapist coming in to talk more about the biomechanics, hypermobility versus hypomobility, general techniques that you might use from a physical trainer's perspective in the yoga room, and common injuries in that way. We have a prenatal expert. We've got someone coming in to tell you more about the sutras. Anna is really passionate about anatomy. I have a background in trauma-informed yoga. I love to share regulating tools that we can use and give to others for them to figure out what works best for them. Other things that I'm really passionate about teaching is sequencing. I love sequencing to a peak pose or shape or to a certain theme, what you want to feel in class. I know that Anna and Devon are both super passionate about theming as well. Anna loves the yamas and the niyamas. Vaughn loves the chakras, the mudras. Anna also loves the anatomy of yoga. I also really love to help students find their own authentic teaching voice. Really work to your strengths through all the different modules of what a 200-hour yoga teacher training brings you. Find what you love to do and then bring your best self to it. Why is Invoke training special? So we are registered with Yoga Alliance. We meet and exceed their new elevated standards. We have an emphasis on both deepening your personal practice and learning how to teach effectively. So, whether you have a full-time job and you just want to learn what yoga is all about for you, or you think you might want to step into the actual teaching space, I think this program really is for you. It's a really well-rounded program. And a lot of people come in not knowing if they want to teach or not. And because we are such a hands-on experiential learning program, they kind of figure that out along the way. I will say a lot of people I have noticed have wanted to teach yoga after taking that training. But of course, it's not required. We help you to find your authentic teaching voice by building to your strengths. So we're not asking for a perfect cookie cutter teacher. You must follow these rules and do these things. I want to know what you're interested in and help to grow your strengths. So that's why we also bring in different teachers and give you different modules. So while we do teach you a vinyasa style flow, within that frame of a class, there's always going to be a beginning, a middle, an end. In that beginning section, it'll be more integration, centering, breath work. So you're going to learn how to teach breath work, how to teach a meditation. At the end of class, of course, you're going to want a cool down section, more of a yin restorative style part to practice. So you will learn all different formats of yoga within the training, although the type of style we're teaching you is going to be vinyasa, where you're moving breath to movement in the main chunk of class. Something else I love about the Invoke program is the community. I moved here from LA about 4 years ago, and it took me a little bit of time to find my studio. When I walked in the doors of Invoke, I definitely drank the Kool-Aid. I was like, I love this place. It's so friendly and welcoming. There's like sunlight beaming in when you walk in. Not only is the front desk staff, the teachers friendly, but the people in class with you. You're going to meet so many like-minded people in this class. I feel it or I see it every single year, these friends that stay in touch for a long time. And for my teacher training included, some of my best friends are from that experience. We've got a strong emphasis on inclusivity and connection. Yoga really means union or connection, and a part of that is building really strong friendships and unions within the program. And that's actually huge to me too. Before you actually sign up for the training, I want you to come take a class at Invoke. It will be on us for you to take the class because I want you to see if this is your space. One of the number one things that I want is for you to want to be in teacher training. I want you to be excited for our weekends together. When you step into the space, get excited for all the information and the people you're going to be surrounded with. So again, if you want to do this training, make sure you step into our space first and see if it's for you. Let's see. You get free yoga too. That's another great reason why our training is so wonderful. Free yoga options in person, online. We've got an awesome on-demand um, library that you are able to log into, take all of those classes for free while you're in the training. You can also take our Zoom classes. You can take our in-person classes. This is yoga classes, which we have a variety of yoga classes here from Vinyasa, level 1, 1, 2, level 2, and level 2, 3. We also have restorative. Um, we've got mat Pilates. We've got a lot of different offerings. We also have breath work too. We have been doing this for, I believe, 18 years now, leading teacher trainings. We've been open now for 20 years. And there's a reason for that. Invoke is such a wonderful space to be in with a great community, incredible teachers. I love all the teachers at Invoke, and just a great space overall. And we've got hundreds of graduates too. So our teaching style is flowing vinyasa, like I said, accessible, athletic, fun, and mindful are the words that come to mind when I think about our flows. Clear instruction is something else that's really important to us as teachers, making sure you're setting up your students for success. So learning the structure and cueing formula. And then we teach you the structure and formula to play within that. So you have this clear structure for you to see, to build off of, and then to bring in your own voice. All levels welcome. So I love to layer on options when I am teaching to make this an all levels flow. And we teach you how to do that. Another big part of Invoke's teaching style is getting into that flow state. So sequencing to get out of your head and into your body. And that does include part of our purpose of doing that breath to movement vinyasa style. I also teach, or we teach, sensation-based yoga. So emphasis more on where you might feel a stretch, a strengthening, some sort of sensation in the body instead of just alignment cues. So it's not just about what it looks like, but really about what it feels like. We really do take into consideration that everybody's body is unique and wonderful. So how can we make a warrior two fit every single student in the room? And then we're very breath focused. We're going to teach you all about that pranayama breath work, how it can affect your own body, your own personal practice, and how you might teach it as well. More about the course. Mission: to offer a comprehensive foundation across the physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional aspects of yoga. So our teaching approach is super hands-on, very experiential learning. We're going to let you take the seat of the teacher quite often. I have found when I am able to say the words out loud to teach these things, I get a whole new understanding of what I'm teaching. It becomes less conceptual and more embodied. Emphasis on personal and spiritual growth. And then again, deep lasting connections with your cohort is a big part of our teaching approach. So we will give you small groups to work with. We'll do practice teaching with other people in the class, and so on. Here are some of the main buckets of our teacher training of those 200 hours. You're going to get a lot of the physical postures or asanas. We'll give you in-depth breakdowns of the vinyasa postures, verbal and physical assist. We do a lot of hands-on assist throughout the program so that you can start to get more comfortable with those hands-on assist. We give variations so that these poses can work for all levels. We give you the benefits and the contraindications, and then creative sequencing. So we give you a peak pose or theme. Then there's this bell curve or ladder style of how we sequence. I love sequencing. It's one of my favorite things about teaching yoga, getting to be creative, and I can't wait to share my passion with you on that. And then how and when to demonstrate or workshop a pose. Meditation and pranayama is another big bucket of our training. So purpose, the benefits, the contraindications, the techniques and sequencing of a pranayama practice. How do we influence our physical state and our mental state through our own breath? And how can we help others with that? And then an application in class, and of course, our personal life. Philosophy. So the classical and modern texts, such as the Yoga Sutras, and then integrating that into your own life and to teaching. Like, how could you theme a class on those classical texts? And how could you make them more tangible? And the yamas, the niyamas, the chakras, and the eight-limbed path is all a part of our philosophy section. Teaching methodology. So we, of course, do the pose breakdowns and full class sequencing. How to set an intention and creating inspiration. Where do you find inspiration? Finding your inner voice and taking the seat of the teacher. Trauma-informed and equity-centered cueing and based yoga. This is another one. Regulation tools or trauma-informed yoga is something that I'm really excited to share with our cohorts as well. Ethics and the business of yoga, restorative and yin yoga foundations. And then we also have anatomy and physiology. So basic anatomy and how muscles function, recognition of unique differences in skeletons and how that influences asana accessibility from person to person, understanding misalignments and therapeutic applications, muscle versus connective tissue, injury prevention and modification techniques. I can say from my own training how this training at Invoke varies. Anna is one of the people that leads the anatomy training, and she is so psyched about anatomy. I really wish that my training was more psyched about anatomy because she made it so much fun because it was so experiential. You felt everything that we talked about, the biomechanics in your own body to really understand the pose, to understand compression in the body and so on. Also, we've got that physical therapist who comes in to teach you more about this one too. So again, we've got some teachers who are so excited to share their knowledge, and they come in and they bring it all together, tie it in a nice little bow so that we can understand yoga as a whole, not just the asana practice, not just the philosophy practice, not just the mindful meditation practice, but how does it all work in unison? Okay, the community benefits. I've said this, I'm just going to say it again because it's so great. Free unlimited access to all yoga formats, the virtual, in-person, and on-demand during training. We will ask you to take observations of experienced teachers as a part of the program. You'll get to take notes as someone is teaching to understand better all of the things that you're learning into class and how you can actually make that happen in a class setting. And then, of course, you'll create supportive relationships with staff and fellow trainees. What are our expectations of you? So attendance, strong attendance is really essential. Makeup work is available if missed. We can Zoom or we can record our sessions on Zoom for you to have and give you makeup assignments that way. I do ask if you know that you're going to be absent beforehand to let me know so that we can have that all set up for you. Of course, I understand that things happen. We get sick, our kids get sick. And we will make accommodations as best we can, but what you put into the program, you get out of the program. And I really, really stand by that. Reading, writing assignments. So we're going to have some reading and writing assignments. We will give you a book. I believe we're doing Yama's and Niyama's book by Deborah Adele this year. It's a wonderful book that all of our teachers, Yvonne and Anna and I, have gathered a lot of inspiration from, and really excited to share it this year. Participation, being engaged, open-minded, being involved. Again, it's an experiential learning program. I want you to be a part of it. And the more you put in, the more you get out. Personal practice. We do require you to take 20 classes on your own as a part of our 200-hour program. And that's just so that you can continue on your own personal practice. And as you learn, say, Yvonne teaches you about the root chakra. So that you can go to a class and see how a teacher might actually utilize that in a class setting. Or hearing someone talk about something is much different than you feeling it in the body. So even if you don't want to teach yoga after, feeling it in your body through a yoga class is going to be different than hearing a lecture on it. So we want to take or give you all these different elements for you to understand it and embody it in different ways. Class observations and assist. So we will ask you again to take 3 class observations, take 3 teachers' classes, jot some notes down, create a journal entry for that. And of course, we'll go over that way more once training gets started. And then last but not least, a final teach. You get to show off your skills for a 1-hour community class at Invoke as a part of you graduating the program. Every year, this is a time where you will probably see me cry because I am so excited for all the trainees to show off all the beautiful work they've done and take the seat of the teacher and really change other people's lives within their class. You get to invite whoever you want to, and it's a really lovely part of our training. And then you get a certification. Upon completion, you will receive a certificate and can register with Yoga Alliance. All right, training schedule. Our training schedule is Sunday, January 25th, and it starts on that Sunday. It's not a full weekend, and then it ends Saturday, June 20th, and that is just graduation. So our weekly sessions, we will have a weekly session every Wednesday virtually. So it will be Zoom only from 6 to 8:30 so that you can Zoom in from wherever you are. On the weekends that we have class, Saturday and Sunday, they will be in person at our downtown location. Saturdays will be from 10 to 5:30. It starts with Yvonne's level 1.5 flow in our larger space. And then Sundays start at 10:45 for Anna's 30-minute meditation. Both Saturday and Sundays ends at 5:30 p.m. and both days you get a 1-hour lunch break where you can either bring your lunch or you can go off-site, grab lunch. I'm just going to share our dates, our weekend dates for you. So again, it's every Wednesday, but our weekend dates are basically every other weekend. So it goes January 25th, and then right away, it's January 31st and February 1st, but it's actually the 2-day weekend. So that January 25th is going to be more get to know you and going over everything in the program or an overview. After that, February 14th and 15th. February 28th and March 1st, March 14th and 15th, March 28th and 29th, April 11th and 12th, April 25th and 26th, May 9th and May 10th. And then you have a back-to-back May 17th, May 18th, and then June 6th, June 7th, and finally June 20th, just for graduation. Tuition and payment. All right. Full tuition is $3,400. We do have an early bird special, $200 off at $3,200. That ends in November. So if you want to sign up before then so that you can get that $200 off. We do offer payment plans as well. If that's something that you're interested in, Jillian can help walk you through that. And then we also do give one full scholarship. You can apply online. Go to the teacher training tab. There will, if you scroll down, be apply to the scholarship. You can do that. We select one, and your entire thing is paid for. I believe that we do pick those, the winner of the scholarship in November as well. And those are for those passionate about serving underrepresented communities. Refund policy. Full refund minus the $100 application fee is up to 4 weeks before training starts. After that, you get 50% off, or 50% refund up to 2 weeks before the training starts, and then no refunds within 1 week of the training starting. And really, the materials you'll need, there's not much. I mean, a yoga mat would be nice so that you can practice on our Wednesday sessions at home, plus some yoga blocks and a strap, and then a book, the Yamas and Niyamas book. Other than that, you don't need much. You need yourself. So that concludes our session about Invoke's yoga teacher training. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or, of course, anyone at Invoke. I'm just going to share my email over this. hello@AndreaHuntYoga.com. I'm so happy to go over any questions with you, and I really hope I get to see you in this training.